good morning. It is the 1st of December, Thursday, 2022, 9:48 a.m. I've just waited for the index to open this morning and the news after yesterday's massive spike to see what's happening, give you guys a good outlook on what's going on today. Quickly to go over our news from yesterday, from today, we have, what do we have? We had at 8:30 a.m. core PCE price index, okay, and 10 a.m. we have ISM manufacturing, so that's in 10 minutes. Big news yesterday at 1:30 p.m. we had the Fed Chair Jerome Powell speaking. I want to quickly go over what news came out because it was a huge bullish upthrust to the upside, and we seem to be climbing now on the US30. So, and the S&P 500, the US stock market in general. What happened yesterday was the Jerome Powell from the Federal Reserve signaled a slowdown in rate increases. So basically, he spoke before their FOMC meeting and basically insinuated that they would be possibly slowing interest rate increases. So what that means for the economy is that borrowing of money is cheaper, okay, and then that speeds the economy up, okay. So essentially, if they kept increasing interest rates, it would slow the economy down, and that was a control of an inflation. But since they seem to have somewhat control over the inflation, so they say they have suggested that they'll be slowing interest rate increases soon, coming December, okay, and that is good for the economy. So the S&P 500 climbed more than 3%, straight away there. And what that did for us technically, if we go look now at the chart, technically, if we look at yesterday's analysis, we spoke about possible. We spoke about these are the two arrows that I had on yesterday, and basically it was like it's either going to drip down to here to 3,300, okay, and then possibly take off, or go back into a bear channel, or we see a spike through here, towards the next point 2 up here, which is the 35,500, and then point 1. We've got another little point between there, which of interest, 3,600. And then the previous high back in January 2022, so last year, the start of this year, at 3,700 on the Dow Jones. That's the target we're looking for. If we just come out here and have a look at the S&P 500 at the curiosity, see, yes, it has broken through its overhead channel there, okay. That's its overhead sliding support. The Dow Jones was ahead of it in terms of its technical structure, but we see that now its 0.4 has been smashed through to the upside. So very bullish there on the S&P 500. If we pull back here, we can see that it's seems to be somewhat coming out of this bearish downtrend at the moment, and so good for the US economy right now. Good for the US economy. Daily looks bullish. Just from in terms of looking at it very simply, there's our bearish channel to the downside. This is not a part of that. Okay, we don't see any of this action happening at all in this downtrend. Okay, looking at the 4-hour from yesterday's setup, we can see here that we said it was either going to push straight out of demand at 33,700 or continue falling down to 32,500. It has pushed here pretty strongly to the upside out of 33,700 and put in a new high. It's breaking structure here on 0.3. Okay, this is our daily break of structure that's occurring right now, right? A new higher high is forming over this lower high here. So if this is lower high 1, lower high 2, this is a new higher high 3 or higher high 1. Okay, it's higher than 0.3. Simple technical analysis, break of structure there. And then here on the 4-hour, we see we've had this huge leg up here through to 34,500, and it's formed a new higher high. So higher high, higher high and higher high. We are still in a strong bullish uptrend, albeit you know, the trend having come out and changed a little bit in structure. We've kind of got this kind of action happening at the moment. We are in an uptrend, okay, and we could put that in for now, right? Pull that one back like that, pull this one back like this, and put in a new trend structure, channel structure like that for now, right? Okay, readjust these points. There's one. Right. This kind of thing is happening at the moment, okay? That's how I would subjectively draw my new channel to the upside. But yeah, definitely taking a path out of here. So holding at demand 3,300, 33,700. Upside buying is on. I'm definitely waiting for price to come back down to this area before I buy. Being careful with my selling. Okay. But the structure, the general path of this right now is here. Okay. This is the kind of thing we've got going on. And then when we have price push up here through 35,500 here and then rest back down, that's the new level of demand it will be resting on once it pushes through. Okay. The general direction of price right now is this on the 4 hour. So we are going to the upside. There is no downside action at the moment. We're in an uptrend. For me, it's confirmed at the moment. I'm not like hanging on for any big sell-offs right now. There will be sell-offs, but like I feel like the direction of the market is overall bullish, going back into a bullish kind of market condition at the moment. So that's where we're at here on the 4 hour. 1 hour, interesting. Okay, again, these were yesterday's ideas if it was bearish. If you do look at yesterday's analysis, I did have the option for it to shoot straight up through there. That's what we needed to see for it to continue. It's bullish action, and it has done that. So I'm going to readjust this channel now and put in a new 1 hour trend. This kind of action here, just to give us a generalized form of what's happening. Clone that one. That's what's going on for me there. And yeah, we are bullish at the moment on the 1 hour. Okay, this kind of action is happening. Let's take an arrow here just to show us the general trajectory of what's going on. And this kind of action is going on at the moment. This is the angle of our trend on the 1 hour. Okay, and yeah, just putting in our points of interest. I could even put 0.3 there, really. 0.4. This is the kind of trend we're in at the moment. So buying in these areas is good. Okay, buying around these areas is good. Be careful if you're selling, but also, you know, just be aware that if anything runs away from you to the upside, get out at break even. Okay, if you are in selling, we've got a lot of imbalance here at the moment on the 1 hour and the 4 hour. Huge spike to the upside. I wouldn't be surprised seeing some drop back down to here. Okay, before more upside action. Obviously, when NFP comes out tomorrow, if we've got a good jobs report, we'll see what goes on. All right, so that's where we're at right now on the 1 hour. Awesome. Now we go down to the 1 minute. Let's look at yesterday. Okay, I did some scalping practice for the test pass, the test strategy we're working on at the moment. Had a really good session yesterday. I was like 6,500, just scalping buys around here. And I did do a really interesting, I was doing this live from down in Bacalar in Mexico. I did a video on why we don't sell at the low here and how it was pushing up through here. And then we had the news at lunchtime, and then that 1 minute bullish impulsive candle to the upside. Nice sell trade was taken there at that area of supply right here. So supply was there. I had a nice sell order in which closed and then took another one after that, just doing the scalping practice for test phase 1. And then obviously we just had this huge uptrend for the rest of the day, so it left that alone once it had moved outside of here, and especially since it put this leg in. As soon as it put that leg into the upside, I knew that we shouldn't be touching it for the rest of the day, and then we had this massive push and this resumption of the uptrend. So really interesting to watch in the moment. You will see some really a really interesting video on why we don't sell the blue bands. That will be that's going to be uploaded to the course today, as well as a few other videos I'm going to be updating. Having so much fun doing that at the moment. But yeah, for today, yesterday, just looking at that, we did do some buying down here. You know, a couple of buys down here were taken by myself. I mean, I took quite a lot, to be honest, but I was just very cognizant of buying the lower area down here, and if you watched my analysis yesterday, I was taking trades that were just beneath the demand, and buying this area. Okay, so that's how I traded yesterday. Some nice, beautiful trades. I took a sell there as well, and then after that, left it alone. So really a lucrative day yesterday. Yeah, lots of opportunity, and it was very fun to trade yesterday. So that was yesterday. We had a news release at 1:30. We can see they had a spike down, and then a 1 minute candle that we're looking for. Always be aware when you have power like that, especially after it continued pushing up here. For me, once I saw it push this far to the upside, outside of the upper river, you know, it was time to leave it alone. Could you ever expect this to happen at the end of the day? No, but it is wise to just have a quick a glimpse at the news and what it's saying for the US economy, because it can generally tell you what's going to happen for the rest of the day. If you have lower interest rates, and if that means that the economy is going to be sped back up, then obviously that will reflect in the US stock market. So it's good to be aware of what's happening with your federal news releases and your NFP releases and your inflation reports. So that's what happened yesterday afternoon. Nice push to the upside here, and huge outside of the bands, moved back into the bands at the end of the session. Ranged through Asia and through London, and then we had news report here at what was it? PCE release. It was a PCE report at 8:30 a.m. today. Core PCE price index. Okay, we had that release at 8:30 here. A little bit of a kick into overhead supply, and then right now it's 10. We've got the jolts occurring right now. Sorry, not jolts. We have ISM manufacturing PMI occurring right now at 10 a.m. live. We're watching this happening right now, and so look, pretty high up the mountain at the moment. I would be watching to see how this interacts down here. There's no real reference at the moment of any demand zone. If we go back, let's find the highest high we had here. Let's have a look if we had any higher high back here. You know what? Let's close that up. Go back to here and let's look at. Okay, on the 1 hour, yeah, look, we've got no reference at the moment. So our highest high, unless we go back all the way across to point. Okay, here we go. That's an interesting area. So interesting area here of supply. Back here in April and March, right? See our supply zone there. All the orders are sitting there. We've got lots of rejection through this area. So I'm going to pull this across, see how this lines up with where we're at right now. All right, that's kind of the next area. And then we've got another little area here. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bounces out there, and then we have a lot of imbalance here. We pull that area out. Let's see how that lines up with where we're at. It's exactly where we are at there. So, and then the next floor is here where the red is. So let's just pull that out. See how that lines up. That's pretty on point there. Yeah, with 0.3 here, and also our top there. So that is demand right now. Okay, so where are we heading at the moment? We are heading probably down to that area at 34,200 on the 1 hour. And let's go down to the 1 minute, see what's happening. What is that? That is 34,300 here, 34,300 right here, that area there. Let's pull that out with that previous high. Okay, that's it. We're right there right now. Okay, that's how I do this. Keeping it simple. Demand zone. So, looking at price right now. Look, it's pretty bearish at the moment. There's just been such a large climb yesterday. I'm just a little bit apprehensive about what to do at the moment. You know, short-term momentum is to the downside. It's it's pushing to the downside. You definitely want to be selling right now at this blue area. We sell here, you're selling at a low, even though it might continue pushing down here. You've got every chance of it turning around and going back to the upside. Buying is just a little bit, it looks a little strong right now in terms of its bearish momentum. So I'm just going to see how it sits around here. If we hold in this area and we get a pull back and a push to the upside, back to the median, I'm going to look to buy this zone. I just want to see this sort of settle around here today. I don't want to see this push fast through here. Okay, I don't want to see that right now. That's kind of what I'm looking for. But just holding horses. We've had huge news, huge action. You know, next area that we have a nice bit of demand at is here. Okay, so there's our previous highs. And pull that across. It's going to line up through the middle here. That's the next area I'm looking at where I'd probably look to buy. Okay, but at the moment it doesn't look too, you know, it's not smashing to the downside. We're not seeing this like crazy downward price action. Okay, news did just come out at 10. I want to let that absorb into the market a little bit more. Here's our next demand zone. Just be wary of what's happening. We are quite high up the mountain at the moment. I would just sit on your hands and just watch the market this morning. You know, let's just see what happens. Okay, we've had a lot of volatility. Let's see what happens around these demand zones before we look at taking any trades, because we could have quite a lot of selling this morning just to answer back to this huge push to the upside. Okay, I'll keep you updated in the group. But yeah, for today, that's where I'm at for this morning after news at 10.